You were tapping on my head. Is there something that I didn't do right? Something that I need to know? Something that I need to write? You were tapping in the nighttime. You're tapping all day long. Maybe you just want to hear a sweet song. Do you just want me to sing again? You were tapping on my heart. Tell me, what is the plan? Tell me how to heal my mind. Tell me how to walk this land. You were tapping in the nighttime. You're tapping all day long. Maybe I am the song of freedom. Am I the voice of so many men and women and children who love one another? Men and women and children who sing for the river's men, women and children who sing for the mountains, men, women and children who sing for the hungry, women and children who sing for the dying, men, women and children who care for all people, men, women and children. I sing for all people. Sing for all people. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're tapping on my head. Must be something that I'm doing right, but more that I need to know, more that I need to write. You are tapping in the nighttime, tapping all day long. Maybe you just want to hear the sweet song. Do you want me to live again? Oh, live again, live again. Maybe you just want to hear the sweet song. Do you want me to heal, heal?
Purpose statement. Our purpose is to create a spiritual community that recognizes that there is one presence and one power in the universe, God. Daily, we actively practice this spiritual truth. We open our heart space to each person to acknowledge one another as expressions of God. It is in each other that we see God.
May our hearts be open. 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 May our hearts be open.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's Open Heart Spiritual Center virtual service. Thank you all for joining us, as always, for your consciousness in being here. And may this service just bring more peace, more joy, more freedom of expression, more life to you today. And may you just allow this service to open up your heart space even wider than it was when you started. If you would join me here in just taking a breath in. And with this breath, I just give thanks for this day, for this time that we've all come here to join together, to be here in the now, in this moment. I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful for all that have a part in this service, for the affirmative reading, for the song, for the music, for the message. And yes, for each and every single one of you, for your consciousness, for joining us here today. And I am so grateful for this celebration today. It is a new celebration, so let us celebrate anew. And now I call this time so very good. Celebration so very good. And let the celebration begin. And so it is.
from the heart reaches the heart. Good morning and welcome to our Heartstream for this Sunday, May the 26th. I'm so glad you have joined us for this morning's Heartstream. We know that this is Memorial Day weekend. This is the time that we set aside to remember those who have made the sacrifice of their lives, those who served in the armed forces. And we want to make this a meaningful Memorial Day and continue to hold the memories dear of those individuals. Also, we know that we're moving into the month of June, and with June, there are a number of things happening. June is Pride Month. Also, Father's Day is coming up, and we plan at Open Heart to do just as we did for Mother's Day. We're going to have a Father's Day tribute, and I'll be asking you to get your pictures of your fathers, the people in your life that have served as fathers, so that we can also do a similar tribute. We want to also do that because moms, mothers, y'all don't get to take all of the glory. There are also fathers, amazing fathers out there, and we want to celebrate them and to recognize them. In addition, we're going to have a very special Father's Day speaker, the Reverend Adrian Moore. You know that he spoke earlier, and really there were so many positive comments and so many people that said to me, we need to get him back. So I invited Adrian again to speak, and he will be the Father's Day speaker on June the 16th. In addition to that, I will be speaking at Unity Christian Church on the 16th as well. And following that, the following Sunday, our own Angela Sargent will be our speaker for our Heartstream. So there's a lot in store, a lot that's going on, a lot more that you'll be hearing about as we move into the month of June and continue doing the things that we do. Thank you as always for your support. Again, please share this Heartstream with others. Let them know that we are here. Let them know the message that we are getting out. And also, your financial gifts and contributions are always appreciated. And I greet you. I bless you. I see God in you.
Our affirmation for the month of May: change the cause, change the effect. In all areas of my life, I choose to work from the realm of cause to change my experiences. Amen, Ashe, and so it is.
Today is a day like no other day. Just think and you'll know that it's true. Days like today should be holidays. So I'm singing this message to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just have a happy day.
Good morning, evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster. Could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain.
It's love in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away.
Hate go around, breaking many hearts.
before it's gone too far.
Attention we must pay so we can make things better. Joining all together and rise above the madness.
We all must take time to enjoy life's pleasures, accepting all life's treasures. So please hear me when I say that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away.
Hate going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far.
Love in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away.
It's going around, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Yeah.
Love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away.
Hate go round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far.
Love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away.
See, it's going around, breaking. It's tried to break my heart so many times.
Stop it, please, before it's gone too far.
Use your hands, bring it down. Love is very cold, so bring it down the middle. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love, da da da, ba da da, ba da
Good morning, Open Heart family. It's great to see you all this morning. I found an Abraham Hicks quote that I think that we could all live by, which would really help us to have just a great, more successful year and a positive attitude. His quote says, "I'm going to be happy. I'm going to skip. I'm going to be glad. I'm going to smile a lot. I'm going to be easy. I'm going to count my blessings. I'm going to look for reasons to feel good. I'm going to dig up positive things from the past. I'm going to dig up positive things where I stand. I'm going to look for positive things in the future. It is my natural state to be a happy person. It's natural for me to love and to laugh. This is what is most natural for me. I am a happy person." Happy Sunday, everyone. Great seeing you. Be safe.
Let's take a minute and find out what's happening with Open Heart this week and in the weeks to come. Here are your announcements. At Open Heart, we believe in the power of affirmative prayer. Each and every individual and family you see represented here, we continue to pray for you. Our prayer team each morning remembers you, and we hold the space for you, as well as all of you who are a part of our Open Heart family. There are several ways to give to Open Heart: through our Cash App at OHSC 901, online at OHSC901.com, or text the word GIVE to 615-422-4290.
A powerful way to start or continue your day is with our daily prayer call. Each morning at 8 a.m. Central Time, a prayer team member provides an inspirational reading and an affirmative prayer. Join us at 901-586-8755.
We remember those who have sacrificed this holiday, and always we remember. Have a meaningful Memorial Day.
There's a time of the day when the sun's going down. That's the golden time of day. It's the time that the sun turns to gold all around. That's the golden time of day. At the end of the day, when the wind is soft and warm, ooh-wee, don't it make the flowers sway? When the sun settles down and it takes a lovely form, ooh-wee, that's the golden time of day. Whoa, whoa. People, let me tell you, there's a time in your life when you find who you are. Don't you know that's the golden time of day? And in your mind you will find you're a bright shining star. And now that's the golden time of day, when you feel deep inside all the love you're looking for. Hey now, don't that make you feel okay? Like the time of the day when the sun's going down. That's the golden time of day. Ooh-wee. That's the golden time of day. Ooh, hey, that's the golden time of day.
Shining, can't you see it shining?
And the golden time of day.
Can't you see it shining?
Let it shine, let your light shine, shine,
Can't you see it
shine,
shining? Shining, can't you see it shining?
All in my heart, all in my soul. Let it shine,
Can't you
all
see
in your
it shining?
heart, all in your soul. Let your light shine, let it shine.
Can't you see it shining?
Shine, a golden time of day.
Now let me instruct you in the art of fishing. These are the words of Neville Goddard from his book, At Your Command. And as you have probably heard me share, that one of my favorite metaphysical teachers is Neville. And in order to understand Neville, because he has a unique approach to things, Neville considers the Bible to be your spiritual autobiography. In other words, the characters and the stories and the accounts that are a part of the scriptures are actually things that relate to you and I on a metaphysical level, beyond the scene level. And those are stories, and those characters are ways in helping us to understand ourselves and to navigate through this world of existence. And so they're very, very different from what a lot of people might expect. And oftentimes in reading him, it could be difficult if you don't understand that that's the perspective that he's coming from. But he writes these words, now let me instruct you in the art of fishing. So what is the art of fishing? Well, he uses a story that's found in the Gospel of John, chapter 21, verses 3 through 6. If you're not familiar with that story, it's after Jesus's resurrection, the master teacher Jesus's resurrection. And the disciples, though, had already been discouraged by the fact that they lost their teacher, that they lost the person that they had been following. And despite hearing the testimony from the women who had witnessed the resurrection, they found themselves still just kind of wandering around when all of a sudden Peter gets the idea, well, I'm going to go fishing. And if you recall, that was the occupation that many of them had before they had gotten involved in this ministry, if you will, of Jesus. And so they decided to go back fishing. And as they were fishing, they found the fact that even though these were veteran fishermen, they fished all night long and they caught nothing. They fished all night long and they caught nothing. And all of a sudden, as they were out there, Jesus approaches them and says to them, cast your net one more time on the other side. Now it's important because when he came on the scene and told them to cast their nets one more time into the same waters that only a moment before had been barren, cast your nets into the same waters that only a few moments before, as a matter of fact, all night long had not yielded anything. But he told them to do it again. And this one gets into what you hear me talk about all the time, coming from Thomas Troward, that principle is not bound by precedent. No matter what might have happened in the past, even a moment before, does not have to have a bearing on what happens now. Principle is not bound by precedent. And when we understand that, when we understand that spirit doesn't operate on what had happened before, but operates in the now, that when they put their nets in one more time into the barren waters, they had their nets were bursting with fish, so much so that some of them had to jump out into the water and grab the nets and everything so that they didn't burst open and they would lose the fish, that they would lose their catch. And what Neville says is that this story is taking place in the world right now within you. For you have all the elements to go fishing, but until you come into your Christ consciousness, your awareness, you will fish in the night of human darkness. And what does fishing in the night of human darkness mean? It means that you'll get caught up in appearances, that you will continue to think that when you're looking to make change in your life, when you're looking to manifest your desires, when you're looking to, as we have talked about, change the cause, change the effect, that when you are looking to make that happen, when you're looking to do that, but you get caught up in experiences and you're fishing in human darkness, is you're fishing with human bait. In other words, that we are struggling and putting in all kinds of effort to try to make things happen. We're trying to make it happen, and we struggle and we struggle and we push and we push and we strive and we strive and we do all of those things. And as he says, trying to make contact with one and with this one and that one, or trying to coerce some kind of being in or other being into making things happen. To, you know, when we hear again people who will talk about storming the gates of heaven and in order to get things done, or pleading and begging God, all of that. And he says that as we do this, our efforts will be in vain. But when we discover your awareness being your Christ consciousness, in other words, our Christ consciousness, our awareness of who we are, of who we truly are, that place deep inside where the flame will not flicker, then the Christ consciousness will direct you in your fishing, and you will fish in the consciousness of the thing of which you desire. That as we become aware of reality of who we are, and as we continue to touch on that and operate from that is deep within, then we will catch those things, that our desire will be the fish that we catch. But if you wish to go beyond your present capacity, you must launch out into deeper waters. I love this. If you want to go beyond your present capacity, you must launch out into deeper waters. If there are things that you really want, if there are things that you really desire, those things have to be beyond your present capacity. You have to see yourself and having a bigger vision for the things that you wish to have expressed and to manifest and to show up in your life. Launch out into deeper waters, because within your present consciousness, such fish or desires cannot swim. That's dealing with things from the level of effect. We see our things dealing with things like health challenges, with relationship issues, with financial things, finding ourselves even with our spiritual realm, if we are dealing on the level of effect and what's out there right in front of us, what is happening with us now, and not expanding our vision beyond that, not taking into account or consideration that there is more, there can be more, and we can have more, we can do more, we can be more, we can be a part of that. If we don't recognize that, then we will find ourselves struggling and find ourselves doing things in vain, because such fish or desires cannot swim within our present level of consciousness. We've got to expand. And he writes, to launch out into deeper waters, you leave behind all that is now your present problem or limitation by taking your attention away from it. In other words, that when we're looking to make change, when we're looking to see ourselves doing something better, we have to turn our attention away from the problem. We have to stop talking about the problem. We have to stop thinking about the problem. We have to stop reading about the problem. We have to stop joining in the conversations about the problem. We have to stop doing our self-talk about the problem. We have to turn our back, our attention completely away from the problem, completely away from every problem and limitation that you now possess. What he says is that we dwell upon just being by saying, I am, I am, I am to yourself. Just begin saying that I am, declaring that to yourself. I am, and feel yourself until we begin to feel that reality. Don't condition it right now, but just simply I am, cultivating that divine connection, cultivating that feeling ourselves in that, because we have to get the feeling. He talks about this all the time, that feeling is the secret. We have to feel it before we can see it. Feel it before we can see it. So just simply saying, and this is almost seems almost too simple, but to just continually say, I am, feeling that in our meditation time. I am, turning our attention away from the problem and just simply declaring I am. And then continue to declare to yourself that you just are. That you just are. Nothing else, that you just are, before we move beyond that. I was looking just yesterday or day before, I think it was, a video of an athlete that I admire who was featuring the self-talk of world-class athletes. And there were these video snippets and video clips of people primarily in track and field and gymnastics. I know the Olympics is coming up, but in those fields, these people who were, before they competed, before they got out on the field or out on the floor, they were saying to themselves, affirming to themselves the things that were necessary for them to have success. But just feeling that I am, and continue to declare that self, that our self-talk is so important. And you've heard me say that my inner conversation determines my outward manifestation. Do not condition this declaration. Just continue to feel yourself to be. And I love this poetic language that he uses. And without warning, you will find yourself slipping the anchor that tied you to the shallow of your problems and moving out into the deep. There's a television show that's called My 600-Pound Life that I like to watch, and it's about people who are indeed 600 pounds or so, who are morbidly obese, and their dealings with a doctor. Dr. Now, he's referred to as Dr. Now, a Houston doctor who specializes in weight loss, and he works with people to change their diet and ultimately will provide for them if they meet certain characteristics, certain qualifications, and do certain things by following a strict diet, will do weight loss surgery for them, and ultimately will even remove some of the excess fat and skin. But a part of that is the recognition that because these are individuals who have a low life expectancy, because all of that weight on them the toll that it takes on the body will cause them to have short lives, and the desire to change their lives into something else so that they can do that is important. And I was watching a particular episode. There's a series that came out of that where they say, where are they now? Where they will go back and look at some of the people who have been featured on past shows to see what their progress is, to see what things are like for them now. And there was one particular episode that really caught my attention because there was a woman who they identified as being one of the most successful stories to lose weight. She had indeed been around 600 pounds or more, and she had lost weight to the point that she was now down circling somewhere around 180 pounds. So she had lost all of this weight, but there was something that was unique about what this woman was saying, something that was really almost troubling about her situation, because of course you would think a person who would have all of this weight and they went up through all of the things that she did in order to lose that weight, that her problems would be over. But in this particular case, the woman kept saying to people, and she kept saying in the episode, even though I've lost this weight, I still feel fat. Even though I lost all this weight, I still feel fat. And what happened as a result of that, she started to undereat. And as she continued to undereat, she was becoming malnourished. And when she saw the doctor, he warned her, he told her that she was taking herself into another problem if she didn't eat. And she was afraid to eat more in order to gain a few more pounds, but because she had the fear that she would fall back into overeating again and get back to where she was, because within herself, even though on the outside she had made the physical change, even though she had lost the weight, even though she had gotten the skin loss surgery and everything else, she continued to feel like she was fat. And she was, in that case, it was causing her the problem. So we have to make this change within ourselves if we're going to have things happen for us. Then we have to understand here that if we stay in the feeling of I am, stay in the feeling of I am, stay in the feeling of I am, we'll feel ourselves expanding. Don't be afraid. As he says, courage is necessary. Because you see, the old way of being, even though it doesn't really serve us, it didn't really serve us, oftentimes we will find ourselves slipping back into the old way of being because that's what feels more comfortable. But we have to expand. We have to move out into deeper waters. Remember, as he says, as we expand and move out into deeper waters, then we will find that we're not going to die to anything but our former limitations, because they're going to die as we move away from the place where we formerly were, as we move away from the place where we formerly lived, because they only live in our consciousness. And he continues, in this deep or expanded consciousness, you will find yourself to be the power that you never dreamt before. The things that you desired before you shoved off from the shores of limitation are the fish that you're going to catch in this deep. We have to stay in the consciousness of what it is that what our desires are, what it is we wish to manifest and experience and to have come forth in our lives. We have to, again, as he says, to feel it real. We begin seeing and imagining ourselves, what the conversations are like when we reach that stage, how it is that we will be thinking, how it is that we will be responding and behaving, how it is that life will take place for us. And not only that, but then to begin living from that even before there is evidence that that is the case. I can remember when I was dealing with my foot, I was having problems with my foot. My foot was hurting, and it got to the point where it was affecting my walking. And I was saying, well, John, you teach this, you talk about this all the time in your Heartstreams and the other teaching and things that you do. And here's your opportunity. Here's your chance now to apply this to yourself, again, to practice what you preach. And so I found myself in bed this one particular time, and I was doing my meditation and I was seeing this foot feeling better, it being healed, and me not having the pain, because every time I would put weight on it, it was causing me problems. It was causing me to hurt. And I can recall that after I'd done all of that, and I had this feeling, okay, now it's there. Now it's done. Now I've brought myself to the point of healing. I brought myself to the point of feeling well-being with this foot. And as I pulled the covers back on my bed, I turned my feet around to get out of the bed. And as I got ready to step onto the floor, I found myself bracing for the pain when I put that foot down. The pain that I had said that I was getting rid of, the pain that I had said that was going to go away, that I had seen myself feeling something else, that right as I was getting out of bed, I was bracing for the pain rather than accepting and embracing the new reality, which was pain-free. And so we have to understand this, that oftentimes we will expect things to continue to be the same, but it's about changing our expectations. It's about changing the way we see and perceive reality. And when we begin expecting something new, when we begin expecting something different, then things do change. One of my favorite teaching stories is the one about the town where they had been wanting rain. They'd been looking for rain. They'd had all of these days without rain and things were pretty dry. The town had done, it felt like, all of the things that they could do. They had had some Native American people would come in and do a rain dance. They had decided, well, a lot of times after you wash your car, it rains. So they got everybody to wash their car at the same time on the same day. They had done all of these other efforts to try and get rain. And then finally somebody said, well, why don't we pray? And they decided that they would get 3 people in the town that they determined to be the 3 greatest prayer warriors. And I know how that all that goes, with people who in their eyes were seen to be prayer warriors, if you will, who could pray those powerful, fervent prayers. And they were going to go down to the church and pray. So they had this procession for them to go to the church, and they had people that were lined up on both sides of the street cheering these prayer warriors on as they walked toward the church. And as they were walking there, there was a child who was looking at all of this, and the child turned to its parent and said, well, aren't those the people that are supposed to be praying for rain? And parents said, yes, we're excited about all of this. Well, I've got something to ask you. If they're going to be the ones that are praying for rain for it to happen, why is only one of them carrying an umbrella? And if you think about it again, the idea that often when we're looking for change, if we don't already have the expectation and act as if it is already taking place, we will be in the same, those other 2 who were without umbrellas. We have to continually say to ourselves, I am. And as we do so, I am wealthy. I am free. I am strong. I am healthy. I am a part of productive relationships. I am in a fulfilling career. I am whatever else it is that we wish to manifest. That when we continue to say these things and using the I am, the feeling real, that when these feels are fixed within yourself, your formless being will take upon itself the forms of the things felt. You become crucified upon the feelings of wealth, freedom, and strength, Neville says. He goes on to write, remain buried in the stillness of these convictions, and then as a thief in the night, and when you least expect it, these qualities will be resurrected in your world as living realities. That when we get into this place where we begin feeling it, where we begin seeing it, where we begin setting the expectation and know that we know that we know that we know that it is happening already in ourselves, already before it shows outwardly, that it's already done in the mind of God. That as we declare these things, that as we know these things, that as we practice these things, that then we have been introduced to and practicing the art of successful fishing in the for the manifestations of life. Amen, ashe, and so it is.